A surprising defeat for India in the first one-day international at Chennai. They started the series as overwhelming favourites against an inexperienced West Indies team, but in Shimron, Hetmyer and Shai, the West Indies found a couple of heroes on the night, chasing down nearly 290 with a relative amount of comfort. Now, from an Indian point of view, while this will be a bit of a setback, the result, they will take away some positives. Most importantly, the performances of Shreyas, Iyer and Rishabh Pant. India had lost their pillars. Remember, Virat Kohli had gone, as had Rohit Sharma, at the point that these two came together, and they constructed a measured partnership. Now, these two are the young men on whom India will rest their one-day future, so to speak, at least their middle order batting in the next few years, presumably. Most impressive was Rishabh Pant, who's been under a little bit of pressure for his shot selection and sometimes his impetuous shot making. In this innings, he was a lot more measured and controlled. Even though his strike rate was still around 100, in fact more than 100, he didn't go for his shots right from the beginning, assessed the conditions. They were slow conditions, and in that, Rishabh Pant played with the calmness and demeanour that you expect from a senior player. So that will be a huge positive for India going forward, as he is the man who's been anointed to take over as India's wicketkeeper in the long run. And in that job as middle order batsman, he came good in Chennai. Now, one aspect that India will look at going into the second game is their team combination, especially that fifth bowler. They decided in this game to give it to Shivam Dube and Kedar Jadhav to complete that quota for the fifth bowler. Now, if that is the right strategy or not is a question they will be asking in the team management, because Dube doesn't quite look like the kind of bowler who can bowl 8 or 9 overs in a one-day international, and Kedar Jadhav is a hit and a miss option. Really, he can be taken for runs, and in conditions when, especially when batsmen are going after the bowling, he doesn't seem to have the variety to be able to control them. So do India go back to a combination that has worked well for them in one-day cricket in the recent past? Yuzvendra Chahal sat out of this game, but perhaps India will start looking at an option wherein they are able to play both their wrist spinners, so they can go with the attacking options in the middle overs, because once Hetmyer and Shai started to go, India ran out of options on how to dismiss them in that middle phase. So that will be definitely among the considerations for India going into the second game, which they need to win if they are to stay alive in the series.